we're going to talk about freaking Dr. Dish. So a lot of people, I don't know if you guys know this, okay, but here's what went down, and I call it the turning of the tide. So there's a lot, like the main conversation right now in the world is like pride conflated with like trans children, I guess, whatever, whatever. I don't really care what you do as long as you're an adult and you're not a minor. But apparently that's what we're talking about now. So, and if you talk about it, if you mention that you don't think children should be involved in surgical operations at that young of an age, people will tell you that it doesn't happen, even though based on the 2021 National Insurance Claims Report, 776 surgeries happened on young women in 2021. And that probably quadrupled or went up 10 times in 2022. So yes, it's happening, you dumbasses. So other than that, that's all people are saying. So this is what happened. Somebody said they supported pride or whatever. That's fine, And Nick Mercs, a Call of Duty streamer, tweeted a reply and said, "Leave children out of it. That's the only thing," which is reasonable. He later reiterated, I think the same day, that he supports most of these things, but he would rather be the person to talk to his children about these issues. That's it, which is reasonable as well. You don't want some random ass person influencing something when you can give the right, correct information and maybe support if they feel that way. So Call of Duty dropped Nick Mercs, his skins off the program. So we saw that coming. So then Tim the Tapman stepped up and said, "Hey, Call of Duty, take mine off as well. Nick Mercs and me are bros." So Call of Duty removed Tim the Tapman's as well, because apparently saying leave children out of this is
so appalling.
It's hateful. It's killing trans people, and it's like, no, you're doing that, you dumb bitches. Let them be adults yet. If you let me have a life-altering decision at the age of 12, I would have been a damn dinosaur right now. Like, you can't. That's insane. That's insane. So, anyways, so then Dr. Disrespect stepped up, and it just started blowing up even more. And Dr. Disrespect quit Call of Duty and demanded Activision apologize to Nick Mercs. Oh my God.
I did see that. I heard that he uninstalled it. Like,
yeah. Yeah. And he said he called the action pathetic and later expanded on his comments, saying it's a tough one. For what? So what do I got to do? What do I got to do? Is it to uninstall the game? Don't be mistaken. This year's Call of Duty is the worst in the franchise, but that decision by Call of Duty's PR marketing team, I'll tell you right now, that's a tough one to digest right there. And Of course, our boy Hassan. Oh, Hassan. Where is he at? Hassan Piker criticized. Of course, he criticizes everybody because he's a freaking flaming bitch ass. Look, I don't really care for Ben Shapiro. I think he's kind of goofy. But I think it was him that debated Hassan. And I think it was. I could be wrong. It was maybe him or Charlie Kirk. I can't remember now. But man, Hassan is like, I don't know how he has an audience. He is he's dumb as I would like to hear a debate from someone on that side, which I'm not on either side.
Who's actually smart.
He's smart. Yeah. And they can bring good ideas to the table and kind of talk through a debate. Hassan's literally retarded. He's like, and every time like Ben Shapiro or whoever it was would say a point, Hassan would scoff and be like, "Oh my God, you're crazy. You're so stupid. You're stupid." Like, out loud.
I hate when people use insults as if it's owning you. It's like, no, why don't we debate the actual topic?
Just imagine for a moment. You're watching you're at a debate and the person across from you, like, and you're keeping your composure and trying to work through ideas, and they're just like, "You're stupid." And he has like a weird Valley accent. He's like, "You're so stupid. Oh my God, you're stupid. Wow, you're so stupid." And I'm like, how does this dude have anyone watching him? He's like quite literally retarded. It's hard to watch. So anyways, Hassan Piker has to get involved because his entire content is politically motivated. And what does he say? What did Hassan say? It says, known for his uppity stereotypic gamer persona, Dr. Disrespect is a prominent YouTuber following his suspension. This occurred after blah, 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 blah. So it says, following Hassan's lighthearted mockery of him for his actions, Dr. Disrespect responded by jokingly referring to the leftist gamer as a fat phony. Criticizing him for weighing in on drama that has nothing to do with him. Hot diggity damn. The phony insult is likely a nod to Hassan's controversial life choice in which he purchased a $2.7 million house despite frequently advocating for redistribution of wealth, which is literally what everyone that does that does. They all say the same shit. They sit here with their unkempt ass, with their mullets and their hair, and they tell their audience that's struggling to make ends meet that we need to go after the rich and eat the rich, and the rich is evil, and all this and all that. And then they buy millions of dollars worth of shit, which they could never do in the government that they would want in power.
Exactly.
They claim we need actual socialism. It's like, okay, well, what are you going to do with your $3 million mansion when that happens?
Just redistribute your wealth then. Let your actions.
It's never mine, though, Xray girl. It's never my wealth. It's everyone else's. When people say you should pay higher taxes, it's like, well, you earn $3 million a year, so are you going to do it?
No, you got to pay more. You made more. It makes sense.
I mean, people that make over $3 million. There's a great interview.
Oh, God, yeah. As long as it doesn't include me, let me keep my stuff. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Like, if I was in a socialist world, I'm going to be the janitor. Yeah, I'm gonna. Nothing against janitors, but then I wouldn't have to go to school.
Yeah. Or
just any job that you won't need school. What's the point if I'm going to just get paid the same?
Yeah. Then that's the issue is like, I think it's insane. I think it's insane because there's a great interview and I think it was Tucker Carlson. I can't remember. It was years ago, man. It was years ago. It might've been that other goofy ass guy. And look, I don't care for Fox News at all, but it was a good back and forth between two people. And this lady's like advocating for everybody to pay more in taxes, including like rich people, which, whatever. And they're already in the highest tax bracket. Fuck. So she's like, they should pay more. They should pay 90% of their income to taxes. And the guy that was interviewing her was like, well, we know how much you make, and why don't you pay 90% of your income? And she's like, this isn't about me. And he's like, no, why don't you? She's like, well, I don't make that much. And he's like, well, on your tax forms, you can actually willingly give more to the government. There's a form of the government where they'll let you actually give whatever you want to the government as charity.
Seriously.
And he's like, why don't you do that? Why don't you give 90% of your income? And she's like, she gets quiet and she's like, it's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about, and I'm like, yeah, exactly, bitch. You don't want to give up yours. You want other people to give theirs up to redistribute it to you. And that's not what happens. People that are billionaires, they're the ones in power. They're not going to vote themselves out of power, boys.
Absolutely not.
It's going to it's middle class. It's going to be ass rooped.
It's always been the middle class that ends up paying for most things, if anything, and that's why it's not. Will it be obsolete? Probably not, but it won't be as strong as it used to be. There's going to be a huge divide. You're either going to be rich or you're going to be of the,
I feel like it's been that way for a while too already. And dude, and they know, like the IRS knows. By the way, so every year I pay taxes, and it's a lot. It's a fucking lot. It's how people probably don't realize that not everybody gets a tax return. They probably don't realize this. They probably think you don't. Not everybody does. So I pay at least 15 to 20 grand, cash. Not technically, not really cash, but like a lump sum, 20 grand every year to the government. With one click, it's gone to the government. And about 6 months, and about 6 months later, it's because I'm a content creator, man. So about 6 months later, the IRS will send me a letter saying they've reevaluated and determined I owe another $5 grand or another $6 grand. And they do it every year because they know that I'm paying. Right? They know I'm paying. There's a reason why. They want you, that the government will even tell you that they want you to claim income, even if you're a drug dealer. They want you to claim that
people are so not going to do that. Same thing with tips. People don't claim tips.
God, yeah, dude. That's the issue is they think it's like, and people that don't understand that. The only people that are for higher taxes or redistributions of wealth are people that do not pay any taxes at all. Because the day you do is the day you become a libertarian immediately overnight. I tell you that.
That's well, and same thing with the like liberal to conservative, like
yeah, dude. There's so many. Dude, I've had so many friends that got that like $1,200, $1,800 tax return every year, and then they start working and making a little bit more. I had a friend that went from working. He was making like $38K a year, and he got a job and moved up to his company and was making like $120K after like 4 years.
Oh no! So you got butt effed.
I'm not even. This really happened. He's one of my close friends. He went from like an ultra left dude that thinks that the rich should pay like 100% of their income. Like he went from that guy to being like taxes are evil, they're theft, and like people should be killed to defend them. Like he's like yeah. Because he had to pay into taxes for the first time. And he was like, what the fuck? He had to pay like even after they already took his taxes out from his check every week. He still had to pay like $6 or $7 grand after.
I find that absolutely evil because if you're calculating, especially because he probably is salaried, how can you miscalculate that as a salary employee?
Yeah.
And end up paying more. I can understand it if you work like up and down hours every week. Whatever, but dang, they're really bad with math. Maybe the government should be Asian. I'm just saying.
Yeah, make everybody in the government Asian. and then they could just be like, you pay now, and they just give you a bill and it has a number on it.
Yeah. We want your money now. And anyways, that's actually smarter for the government to take more money. I would never do this actually. But then they can reinvest it in things that like themselves and hopefully not, they are holding the money and then they have to give it back. You can make more money with money in your hands than not in your hands. Yeah.
I think that'd be good. And then like you get a side order of fried rice with your tax return. It'd be great. I think we should do this. Sweet and sour chicken with my tax return.
We too high, you too low. We give you more.
Your tax return's just rice. We decide to keep all money here, right?
We give you back money in rice.
I'd be so pissed as I ate the rice. I bet. Because I'm gonna eat that shit. Like I'm eating it. I'm not happy though. I eat the rice.